and say if that by the third reading we're going to have an inclusive or exclusive list, and if you want to be on this to be grandfathered, you bring proof of what you do or how you operate, or you will be excluded. There will be, you will not be. There will be no grandfather.
I would suggest you can do that, but not necessarily just send letters. You probably ought to hold an actual public hearing at which anyone else who's operating in that manner can come forward and say, I should be on that list. Because if we just pick 8 people and put them on the list and we send those 8 people letters, then number 9 out there might get missed.
But send a letter to those that you have.
We certainly can send letters to them.
And then make a general statement to the public, and that, if you want to be included on this, bring us verification that your business is legitimate under these qualifications, or there's nobody, or you're not allowed.
That's correct.
Mr. DeVito.
I would move to table this item to the next agenda in order to get copies of the considered ordinance and the list of properties wanting to be grandfathered in.
For a second?
Second.
Mr. Perkypile, do you have something to say before we vote?
Yes. I'm just looking here at these conditional use permits, and this is all kind of sprung on me here. But there's a bunch of these are in R1, so if these businesses that are non-legal, non-conforming, let's say, non-conforming, wanted to get a conditional use permit, we've already granted those kinds of permits for multitude of businesses. Could they do that?
Actually, one of the properties in question went through that process and was granted a CUP.
For R2, but there is no more conditional use permits given in R1 for tourist lodging. There is no more.
As of
because of that
2001?
Ordinance 1880 to protect the neighborhoods. That's why this is happening, because they're trying to go around that law and go in a different way. And planning could have the public hearings again, and we could do this, but I think that it needs to be cited and let them go to court to prove that they are what they're saying they are, because I believe that they are breaking our laws and they need to be cited. And then maybe we won't have this problem.
That's real nice and I appreciate planning's position on that, but I kind of lean towards our city attorney's approach and in attempting to contain this, get control of it, and fix it for the future, and deal with it. All these test cases sound like they're, unless Municipal League's going to defend it or somebody's going to defend it pro bono, it's not going to cost us. I have a little concern where we're going there.
Well, it would be a criminal case unless someone sued you for deprivation of their rights under one of either the federal statute or the state deprivation statutes. And there would not be a great deal of expense in pursuing a criminal case.
Okay.
Now, that's not to say that they might not turn around and bring a deprivation of rights suit under 1983 or one of the other causes of action. And then it would be a matter of whether to look at. Typically, the Municipal League then does that, and for their normal nominal fee of a couple of $1,000s, and they often, if you're sued under 1983 particularly, they act as a self-insurer. If you lose, they pay the loss.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that.
Anybody else?
Do we have a motion on the floor?
We do.
Yes, we do. I'll read the motion again. So
Mr. DeVito made a motion to table until the next meeting and get the considered ordinance and the list of those who are renting weekly.
the second was by
Mr. Mitchell.
Okay. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Oh, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Motion carried. Mr. Plum?
Do you have a copy of this ordinance? This is the old one. Do you need this?
I have it.
Okay.
Okay, that moves us to number 5, which is the addition of the SWEPCO resolution for the contract to rent the basement of the Public Works. Motion to discuss.
So moved.
Second. Oh, second.
Floor is open. Do I need to preface this?
Oh, go
Please
ahead.
do.
Okay. SWEPCO is closing the serviceman's office over here at the Eureka Electric on 23 South. By closing that, he has to either work out of his house or go back and forth to Rogers every day to get his work orders because he gets his stuff by computer. We come up with the idea that we have storage space in the bottom of the Public Works building, and as of right now, SWEPCO has offered to pay us $100 a month to keep him in there. Otherwise, we lose our service rep for this area. And I thought it'd just be prudent to have him here when we need him, as opposed to run him out of Berryville or run him out of Rogers. And it was okay last council meeting that we go ahead with this. But Mr. Weaver said we needed a resolution. That's why we got this, so we can go ahead and finalize this. It's just to keep our guy in the area.
As a council, you have control of real estate and its use, and you also need to make a finding that there is a public purpose behind this, so that we're not accused of favoring one private organization over another. Having a repairman have local right in the town, and therefore easier access to his equipment and him, in my mind, could be a public purpose, and that's something you have to determine.
Yes, sir.
I'd move to assign this resolution a number and to read for approval.
Second.
Any further discussion on it? Okay.
Read for approval.
Should we do a roll call or?
Yes.
Mr. Perkypile,
Yes.
Mr. McClung,
Yes.
Mr. DeVito,
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
Ms. Zeller. Yes. 5-0. The ordinance number will be 617. Sorry, the resolution number will be 617. Resolution authorizing the mayor to contract with SWEPCO AEP. Whereas the City Council of the City of Eureka Springs, Arkansas is aware of the current need to provide fast and efficient repair and maintenance to the electrical services within Eureka Springs, and whereas it serves a public purpose to maintain a site within the city for storage and dispatch of personnel and supplies to facilitate quicker response times. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of Eureka Springs, Arkansas that 1. The mayor of the City of Eureka Springs is hereby authorized to execute all documents necessary to lease certain city real property to SWEPCO and/or its parent company AEP to be used to maintain a facility to allow quick response to the city and its citizens' needs.
Make one notation up in the title, in contractor, N has been deleted, so just add that to contract. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Brings us into agenda setting. Floor is open. Mr. DeVito.
None here.
Mr. McClung.
Nope.
Mr. Perkypile.
I don't have any.
Mr. Mitchell.
I'm on nothing.
Okay. Ms. Snyder's gone. Ms. Zeller.
No, I don't have anything.
Okay. That brings us to council comments. Mr. DeVito.
No comment.
Mr. McClung.
No comment.
Mr. Mitchell.
No comment.
Mr. Perkypile.
No comments.
Ms. Snyder's out. Ms. Zeller.
No comment.
I have a couple of comments. First, I would like to put out our thoughts and prayers to 3 different entities around the United States, and that's the folks in Boston, since we hadn't met since that took place. Kudos to Boston law enforcement and all those other 3-letter agencies that caught all these guys. Also to the families in West, Texas, the explosion of the fertilizer plant down there. They were hit really hard. All those guys were first responders that were taken out. So for their families, we wish the best. And also, there was one more, and right now I can't think of it, but it's somewhere in there. It'll rattle around. I have a list of events going on. April the 25th is the farmers market open for the season. April 26th is the 5 p.m. spaghetti Cirrus and past art at Basin Park. Is that circus? Okay, circus. It's a serious circus. Okay. 26th through the 27th is Spring Yards and Yards. 27th through the 28th to celebrate the Springs. 27th is Cats at the Castle dinner. May the 3rd through the 5th is the 13th annual PT Cruiser Rally. 4th is the Outrageous Parade. The 11th was a gallery stroll. The 12th was Happy Mother's Day, John Two Hawks concert and auditorium. And I did remember the 3rd one, and that was big kudos to the guys with the wood carving, chainsaw carving event this weekend. It was a very great event, well attended. The weather was great. It was exactly what we needed. I think the place where it was at is probably going to be a redo. And Mr. DeVito and Beverly and David worked really hard on getting this thing rocking and rolling, and I think it went extremely well.
It was Mr. Perkypile, not Mr. DeVito.
I'm sorry, Mr. Perkypile. Sorry, I was looking at him. Well, you both kind of got the hair thing going on.
Hey!
And that's all I got. Thank you for your attentiveness on this council meeting. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? We're out. Thank you.
Thanks, Council.